Okay, hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the Add Math paper 2 from SMK Merbok from Kedah. So just like paper 1, this is an especially difficult paper. Not to say difficult in terms of the working, but difficult in terms of understanding what the question wants. But unlike paper 1, there is actually less in terms of percentage. The difficult questions in this paper is less, slightly less, but it is still a difficult paper nonetheless. Okay, so let's get down to it. First question is a simultaneous equations question. Okay, but we see something very rare over here where they now use square root, which is very strange. Okay, there's a square root over here, and then you have this over here. So what do you do when you have a square root? You pretty much do the same thing. Okay, so you have square root of x equals to 1 minus y. So in order to get rid of the square root, you need to square everything. So which means that square root of x, the whole thing squared, equals to 1 minus y, the whole thing squared. So you want to avoid mistakes like 1 squared minus y squared. Ini salah. Because the whole thing must be squared. So this will give you x equals to 1 minus 2y plus y squared. Okay, and then you can substitute that into the second equation. Oh, sorry, the first. Is it the first or second? 2x plus 5y. So 2x plus 5y equals to 17. Okay, then you will get you substitute the x into here. So 2 times 1 minus 2y plus y squared plus 5y equals to 17. So on and so forth. Dari sini kamu boleh buat sudah lah. Okay, so nothing really specially difficult. It's just that we don't see these kind of equations very often lah. Okay, yang ada square root itu. But it's okay, don't worry. Even if you get a square root, you still just do like you would do normally lah. Okay, so what happens over here is that after you finish everything, you will get the answer. Okay, so the first set of answer is y equals to 5 over 2 and y equals to negative 3. Kalau saya tidak silap, kejap yeah. Okay, y equals to 5 over 2 and y equals to negative 3. And then after that, when you substitute, you get x equals to 9 over 4 and x equals to 16. Yeah, okay. Yeah, should be. Yeah. Okay, so as I said, nothing really special in this question except for that square root. Okay. All right, question number 2, sketch the graph of the quadratic function y equals to 5x plus 1 squared. Okay, now if you see this form, you kind of have to think back about the completed the square form. Okay, completed the square is y equals to ax plus b squared plus b squared plus q. Okay, where p and q form the coordinates of the maximum or the minimum point lah. Okay, so kalau if a is more than 0, then it is this, and then this one will be negative p and q. Kalau a is less than 0, then it will be this kind of graph, it will be a maximum point. The coordinate is still the same, negative p and q. Okay, whatever the value of p is, it is one. Okay, so from this number 5, you know that we are looking at this kind of graph. Okay, that's the first thing. Secondly, you know that the x coordinate, okay, is negative 1. And because there is no number behind here, so you can say that the y coordinate is actually equals to 0. And this is enough information actually, okay, for you to sketch the graph. So this is how the graph would look like. Okay, you draw this one. Obviously, the one that we want is negative 1 and 0. So it is somewhere over here, negative 1 and 0. So you get a minimum graph like this. Okay, but it's always not enough lah. You need to have another point. Okay, so another point will be this one. So what happens when x equals to 0? Okay, what is the value of y? Okay, so when x equals to 0, y equals to 5x plus 1 squared. So you get 5, lah. Okay, so over here is 5. Whenever you sketch a graph, you need to have at least 2 points. Okay, one is obviously the minimum or the maximum value, okay, which is here. Okay, and then the other one is usually the y-intercept lah. Okay, atau the x-intercept kalau kamu boleh cari. But you must have at least 2 points. Okay, jangan, if you don't have this 5 kan, then you will lose 1 mark. Yeah, because it's 2 marks kan. So it's 1 mark for the shape. Okay, the shape and the minimum point is 1 mark. And then the second point is another mark. So make sure that whenever you sketch the graph, you always find the 2 points. One is the minimum or the maximum coordinate, and then the second one is the y or the x-intercept. If you can find all, lagi bagus lah. Okay. All right, question number 2. Diagram 3 shows a rectangle ABCD with length of 3x and width of 6 minus x. Okay, given over here. By completing the square, find the perimeter in cm if the rectangle ABCD, of the rectangle ABCD, if the area is a maximum. Okay, so we want to find the perimeter, okay, in cm. We need to first find out what is the value of x. Macam mana kita tahu the value of x? Okay, but they already give this piece of information. The area is maximum. So area A equals to 3x times 6 minus x. Okay, so you get 3x squared, negative 3x squared. Sorry, you know what? I'm going to slowly do this. So I will get, 3 times 6 is 18x minus 3x squared. Okay, then what happens is negative 3x squared plus 18x. Now, if this is maximum, okay, if this is maximum, I can still complete the square, okay, because this and this must come from the same topic lah. You will not get the same question, you will not get one question, tapi berlainan topic, okay, it has to be in the same topic. Okay, this is a question setting rule. So they will not ask you one question from quadratic function and then the next question is from integration. No lah. Okay, if you find that kind of, I really hope it doesn't come out in SPM, but it has never been done that way lah. Okay, so we must be safe that way. So this is obviously a quadratic functions question. Okay, and so if you want to find this is maximum, you still have to do completing the square. No choice. Because in order for you to find the maximum value, okay, you still need to do completing the square. So let's get down to this. So A equals to negative 3x squared plus 18x. Let me just double check. Okay. Now if you want to complete the square, as always, take out the negative 3. Okay, then you get x squared minus 6x. Okay, this one must be done because you can only complete the square. Okay, completing the square, okay, can only happen when A equals to 1. This is very, very important. You cannot do anything if the A is not equals to 1. So that's why we factorize out the negative 3 so that I am left with this blue color section, which is A equals to 1. So that is the one that I'm going to complete the square. Okay, so I'll get negative 3, okay, changing to blue. So this is x squared minus 6x plus negative 6 over 2 minus negative 6 over 2. Sorry, the whole thing squared. Okay, and then because there's no behind. Okay, so these two will be, okay, fine. Negative 3 x squared minus 6x plus negative 3 squared minus negative 3 squared. Okay, so these two will be completed the square. So what will happen is negative 3, I will get x minus 3 the whole thing squared. Okay, ini saya kasih complete the square lah. Okay, I sandwich them together. Okay, I hope that by now you don't ask me the same question that everybody always asks me. What happened to the negative 6x? Okay, it has been completed the square. Okay, that's why you can combine them together. Okay, so this will be negative 9. Okay, then I multiply everything in. Okay, so what I will get is negative 3x minus 3 squared, okay, plus 27. Okay, so this is an important thing. What is the value of x when a is maximum? Okay, when a is maximum, okay, x must be equals to 3. Okay, and the maximum value of the a is actually 27. Okay, that's how we use completing the square to find this question. X equals to 3, okay, and then a equals to 27. So you're actually answering 2 questions already at once. Okay, number 1 is state the maximum value of the area, which is 27. Okay, a is 27, x equals to 3. But of course, the question is asking you to find the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter is 3x plus 3x plus 6 minus x, twice. 6 minus x plus 6 minus x. You substitute the 3 in here. So you get 3 times 3 plus 3 times 3 plus 6 minus 3 plus 6 minus 3. Okay, and then you will get the final answer, 24. 9 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6 minus 24. Okay, so that's how you get both these answers. Okay, A is maximum 27. You already stated the value. Okay, and then the perimeter, when A is maximum, x is equals to 3. Okay, from this equation. Okay, so this is what we will call a K-bar question. This is a soalan K-bar yang melibatkan quadratic function. Okay, but if you take a look at the step is pretty standard lah. Okay, you find the value of you complete the square. Okay, and then you state, okay, when a is maximum, a is 27, x is 3. Okay, and then the perimeter is just an added thing lah. Okay, I think you just like tambah 1 markah saja kah? 5 marks. Or tambah 2 markah lah. Okay. So, where, if you're asking where the marks are, okay, obviously this is 1 mark. Okay. By completing, sorry, this is 1 mark by completing the square. Okay, this is the 2nd mark, the 3rd mark, the 4th mark, the 5th mark. Okay, so that's how I would distribute the marks now. Okay, question number 3. Right. Diagram 3A, shows a barn owned by a farmer, while diagram 3B shows the cross-section of the barn. Cross-section means yang kamu nampak di depan sini lah. Okay, this whole thing all together. Okay, so this is the cross-section. Okay, so a farmer needs to change the roof of his barn. Okay, the roof is represented by PQR. Okay, the arc of semicircle of radius R with the center O. So this is the center of the circle. Okay, so that means this is R. This whole thing is also R. It doesn't look like it, but that's the truth. Okay, be very careful with this. Okay. Now, given that PR equals to 8, okay, if PR equals to 8, that means I know that PS is 4, SR is 4. Okay, that's the first thing. And then QS is 2. QS, okay, is 2. Now, if QS is 2, then I know that SO is R minus 2, because the whole thing is R. Okay, so it's minus 2. So the first question is calculate the length of OP. Find the value of the radius. Okay, and we are given a right angle triangle here. Okay, so let's see. This is r, this is r minus 2, and this is 4. How can we find the value of r? Obviously, we need to use Pythagoras theorem. So r squared equals to r minus 2 squared plus 4 squared. Okay, so what do we do? R squared equals to r squared minus 4r plus 4 plus 16. Okay, and the good news is the r squared will automatically hilang lah, sebab ini dan tolak ini kan dia akan jadi kosong. Equals to minus 4r plus 20. You get r equals to 5. I think so, r equals to 5 lah. Yeah, okay, r equals to 5. But as always lah, although r equals to 5, you still need to write OP equals to 5. Sebab ini yang diminta oleh soalan. Okay, just a little bit technical lah. Okay, calculate the value of POR in radian. POR. Okay, now that you know r is 5, a lot of things are much easier already. Okay, let me draw the triangle again. Okay, and this is similar to the paper 1 question we saw before lah. Okay, this is this one. So if you want to find POR, you find this angle, then you just multiply by 2. And how do we find this angle? Obviously, we use sin, cos, tangent lah. Okay, so r is 5. This is r minus 2, so this is 3, and this is 4. I want to find the value of theta. So you can use any one. Okay, I'm going to use sine lah. Sine theta equals to 4 over 5. Yeah, okay. So theta will give me shift sine 53.1301. Okay, but POR is twice that value lah. Okay, so times 2, I'll get 106.260, and obviously I need to change to radian. Okay, divide by 180 times 3.142. Okay, 1.855. Okay, radian. 1.855 radian. .855, yeah, okay. Or if you want to go 4 decimal places, also can 1.8548 also can. Okay. Now, if the length of the roof is 12 meters, okay, that means this whole thing lah. Okay, so the length of the roof as in dia punya panjang lah. So let's say I draw this all the way behind this. So this 12 meters refers to this. Okay, the length of the roof, not the, not POR. They don't tell you that POR is 12. The length of the roof is 12. Okay, so calculate the curve area of the roof. Now the curve area of the roof, bahagian ini, okay, kalau saya kasih flatten, actually it is a square lah, kan? Okay, so actually it is a square. So the curve area of the roof is like this. So this is 12. This is POR. Okay, the length of this POR. Can we find the length of this POR? Can, because you already have the angle, okay, and you also have the radius. So POR, okay, we use S equals to R theta. R is 5. Okay, and theta is 1.855. So 5 times 1.855 equals to 9.275 meters. So the area will be 9.275 times 12. Okay, we'll give you 111.3 meters. Okay, so I wouldn't say this is a difficult question because actually the working is not that difficult lah. Okay, if you take a look, what are we using? The first one we use Pythagoras Theorem. The second one we use sin, cos, tangent, and then we just change radian, change degree to radian. Okay, and then the last one is we just use area. Okay, so the difficult part of this question is just imagining the entire thing lah. Tapi sebenarnya jalan kerja kan actually really is peanuts lah. Okay, the jalan kerja is not difficult. And as I said before, this question paper is challenging because the questions, a lot of hot questions are there. Okay, but working wise, it is always quite simple. And I should say this lah. This is kind of a trend lah that we are seeing these days lah. So the hot questions are usually the working kan, dia punya jalan kerja kan is quite simple punya. It is the routine questions that have the difficult jalan kerja. Most mistakes will happen in the routine questions because it is so routine that they have to make it difficult lah. Because kalau tidak kan senang bah. Okay, but it is the hot questions that you should aim for because the jalan kerja is very simple. Nothing really much except for tekan-tekan calculator saja. Okay. Obviously, things like changing from degree to radian. Kalau sampai hari ini kamu masih tertanya macam mana mau tukar degree to radian kan, then please lah, okay, please lah. Okay, you already have more than a year to revise for this. Kalau sampai hari ini kamu masih tertanya itu kan, saya betul-betul lah, please lah, okay, please, okay, don't be like that lah. Okay, question number 4 is an integration question. Diagram 4 shows a side elevation. This question is mirip soalan tahun lepas SPM, tapi SPM dia guna mangkuk lah. Okay, this one is the inner surface of the cup, which can be represented by the equation of y equals to ax squared. Okay, find the value of a. Now, why I like to do this? Sorry, not why I like to do this. Whenever I see this one, okay, and I know that it's integration, because we have to have, okay, the reason why I know it's integration because there's volume and then in terms of pi lah. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take the entire mangkuk or the bowl and I put the y-axis over here and the x-axis over here so that it tells me a lot of information. Okay, firstly, this value over here is 15 and this value over here is negative 15 because the length is 30. And I know that, this is 60 sebab sudah diberi. And that's very important piece of information, okay, which will help me in the second question. Now, in order to find the value of A, I know that this coordinate over here is 15 and 60. And this coordinate over here is negative 15 and 60. So I have two values of y and x. Both also I can use. Okay, if y equals to ax squared, y is 60, a is 15 squared. I can find the value of a. Okay, 60 divided by 15. Okay, I will get a equals to 4 over 15. 4 over 15, yeah, should be 4 over 15. Okay, 4 over 15. Okay, so a equals to 4 over 15, which makes my equation now is y equals to 4 over 15 x squared. And the reason I can do this is determine the volume needed to fill a glass to a depth of 40 centimeters. Okay, so now I want to fill in this water sampai 40. Okay, see near 40. So I want to know what is this volume. Okay, so if I want to know the volume, all I need to do is do the same thing lah, except that I'm not integrating from, oh, actually I can. Okay, the volume, since I'm revolving around the y-axis, so I'm using dy, and this is x squared. Okay, and since I'm using the y coordinates, is from 0 all the way to 40. So integration of 0 to 40. So the volume of water lah, okay, to this one. So 0 to 40 across the y-axis. So boleh itu. Okay, and since you have x squared already, okay, since I have this equation, so I can say that x squared equals to 15 over 4y. Okay, and then I put in there lah. So pi 0 to 40, 15 over 4y terhadap dy. When I integrate this, I will get 0 to 40, 15 over 4 y squared over 2. Okay, let me simplify this. So pi 0 to 40, 15 y squared over 8. Okay, then I substitute the y inside and then I minus. Yeah. Okay, and then what I will get is, I will get 3000 pi. Okay, fine, cm cubed. So again, okay, fine. This one may be a little bit difficult, especially if you don't like integration. Okay, but if you take a look at the question, it's nothing really much to it lah. Okay, cuma dia kasih kebat. Okay, dia kasih kebat, they put it in the cawan. Okay, but you can actually convert the cawan into y and x axis. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yang ini ya, yang mau integrate ini, I hope that by now you have an idea of how to do integration lah. Okay, because I want to make sure that I finish this entire paper, so I cannot show you every single jalan kerja lah. Okay, next question is question number 5. Table 5 shows the marks obtained by 60 candidates in a test. We noticed that a lot of papers this year, they seem to put statistics in section A. Okay, just saying lah. Okay, so determine the range of the marks in the table. Okay, so the range, so most people will see, oh, paling kecil 20, paling besar 69 bahkan. So the range is 69 tolak 20. Salah. Okay, cannot. Whenever you have things like this, you need to find the midpoint. Okay, the midpoint is the range is the lowest midpoint and the highest midpoint punya difference. Okay, so the midpoint is 20 plus 29 divided by 2. This is 60 plus 69 divided by 2. Okay, so this will give you 24.5. This will give you 64.5. So your range, okay, is 64.5 minus 24.5, which is 40. Okay, be very careful with this now, because range is a very simple question. You shouldn't be making mistakes like this now. If it is a collected data, okay, kalau dia data terkumpul, make sure you count the midpoint, because only the midpoints matter. Okay, kalau dia adalah data tidak terkumpul, okay, with uncollected data, okay, kalau you have to susun makan, then it's the first value, the last value minus the first value. Okay, but because this is midpoint, we have to only take into account the midpoint. Okay, given the third quartile is 55.5, find the values of H and K. Okay, this is very important. If this is the third quartile, okay, then you know that you can put in the formula already. Okay, so 55.5 equals to the lower boundary of the third quartile is 49.5. Sorry, are you not aware of this? Okay, so median is the lower boundary plus half n minus f over fm times c. Okay, so cumulative frequency before the class median, this is the frequency at the class median, this is the size class. So Q3 will be the same lah. Okay, LQ3, the lower boundary of the third quartile, plus 3 over 4n minus FQ3 over FQ3 times C. Okay, oh dear, my handwriting, so horrendous. Okay, so the lower boundary of the third quartile, since 55.5 is here, okay, so this lower boundary is 49.5 plus 3 over 4. The value of n is all of this, which we don't know. Or we do know is 60. Okay, so 60 minus, the cumulative frequency is 7 plus h plus 20. So 7 plus h plus 20 over k. Okay, k is this one. And the size class is 50 to 59 is 10. Okay, I'm going to give you a little while just to take a look at that. Okay, so when we arrange this, okay, first I'm going to bring this over. So 55.5 minus 49.5 will give you 6 equals to 3 over 4 times 60 will be 45 minus 7 minus h minus 20 over k. The whole thing will be times 10. Okay, I'm going to move the 10 across. So this will be 0.6 equals to 45 minus 7 minus 20. This will give me 18 minus h over k. Okay, and therefore this will give me k equals to 18 minus h over 0.6. I'm going to leave this here for a while. Okay, first equation. So where can we get the second equation from? Okay, the second equation actually we can get from this number 60. If all together is 60, therefore I can say that 7 plus h plus 20 plus k plus 11 equals to 60. Oh dear, my face. Okay, so if I simplify this, 60 minus 7 minus 20 minus 11, I will get h plus k equals to 22. And I can perform simultaneous equations with these two. Okay, I have h plus k equals to 22. I have k equals to 18 minus h over 0.6. So I can put that into this second equation over here. Sorry, over here. Okay, and so what I will get, okay, and this one I'm not going to show you because it's too long. Not too long, but you know, I don't want to waste time. You will get k equals to 10 and h equals to 12. Okay, so k equals to 10 and h equals to 12. This is my final answer. Okay, but this is a sort of simultaneous equations, but this is the starting point. Okay, you start with the third quarter, form the first equation, then you have the total number of candidates, which is 60, form the second equation, do simultaneous equations. Okay, form 3 punya simultaneous equations. And then of course, the last mark is state the model class. The model class is the class with the most number of this one. So since h is only 12, okay, and k is only 10, so the one with 20 is the model class. So the model class is 40 to 49. Okay, one more. Kalau kita tidak tahu apa h dan k, then ada kemungkinan yang kamu punya soalan C akan salah lah. Okay, but let's say you don't know how to answer B lah. And say, macam mana ni mau dapat ni jawapan B? Okay, don't waste the C question because more likely than not, memang this is the answer they're looking for lah, 20. Okay, so yeah. So don't be just because soalan B kau tidak boleh jawabkan means soalan C kamu tidak boleh jawabkan is false. Sometimes that's not true. Okay, of course there are times where you need the answer in B to find C, but this is not one of the case. Okay, this case is kalau kau tidak tahu pun jawapan B, kau boleh jawab to A dan kau boleh jawab juga C. Okay, so don't waste this chance. Okay, question number 6. Diagram 6 shows a trapezoidal land KLMN owned by Encik Rosli. Okay, so you're given this land over here. He installed the fences along NL and NJ as is the entrance gate. Oh, okay, NJ is the entrance gate. So given that NJ is 2 over 3 NL. Okay, whenever you see this, go immediately. 2 over 3 NL. I'm going to bring NL down. So NJ over NL is 2 over 3. So NJ is 2 parts and NL is 3 parts. Therefore, JL is 1 part. Okay. Does the gambar raja look like it's 1 part? Who cares? Okay, nobody cares about the gambar raja. Gambar raja hanya untuk membantu sahaja. Okay, the one that makes sense is the numbers. The question is the one that is supposed to make sense. The gambar raja doesn't have to make sense. It's only supposed to help you to visualize it. Okay, so I've said this many times because some people are so dependent on gambar raja kan that they will literally die if the gambar raja doesn't make sense. Okay, nobody cares. Okay, the gambar aja doesn't make sense. The question is more important. Nm is equals to 3kl. Okay, let's put this. Okay, so N means KL is one part and NM is 3 times. Now this is very important. This tells me that NM and KL are parallel. Cuma one is one part and then the next one is 3 times of the other one. So kalau KL is 9C, I immediately know what is NM. What is NM? It's 3 times. So 27C. Okay, and I'm going to rub this off so that it becomes more clearer. Okay, KL is 9C, so NM is 3 times of 9. 3 kali 9 is 27C. And KN is 8D. Okay, KN is 8D. So always a good practice to do is to put in all the information that you can from the question. Okay, so that, okay, at least you got something to work on lah. Okay, express the following vectors in terms of C and D. NL, let's have NL first. Okay, NL. So, oh, okay, let's start with this lah. So, NL will probably be NK plus KL because we have both. Okay, N to K will be negative 8D, sebab dia berlainan arah, and KL will be 9C. Okay, so this will be the first one lah. Okay, secondly is LM. L to M. Okay, ini yang saya mau. You know what, I'm going to change this to blue. L to M. Okay, so you don't actually have to have two vectors lah. Since this is a trapezoid, a square, okay, you can actually go the long way. L to K, K to N, and N to M. You will get L to M. Okay, so the second one is LM equals to LK plus KN plus NM. 3 vectors you combine. Okay, you combine 3 vectors together and you will get that. So LK is negative 9C plus KN is 8D plus N to M is 27C. So what you get is 8D plus 20, no, not 20. Negative 9 plus 27, 18. Okay, 18C. Okay, so we get these two lah. All right. Then find the length of the entrance gate if C, the magnitude of C is 3 units and the magnitude of D is 2 units. So the entrance gate is NJ, this one. Okay, so we need to find NJ first. And we have NJ equals to 2 over 3 NL, which we already have NL. Okay, so let's take it one by one now. Let's find NJ first. So NJ is 2 over 3 NL. Okay, done. NL is negative 8D plus 9C. Okay, negative 8D plus 9C. Okay, so what we will get is 2 over 3, sorry, shouldn't be doing this. Okay, when I multiply this, I'll get negative 16 over 3D plus 6C. Okay, so to find the magnitude of NJ, all I have to do is substitute the magnitude of D and C and we do the Pythagoras Theorem squared lah. Okay, so what I will get is NJ, the whole thing squared, equals to negative 16 over 3. What is the magnitude of D? The magnitude of D is 2 units. Okay, so I'll get times 2, the whole thing, saya kasih squared. Okay, then plus 6. What is the magnitude of C? Is 3. So 3, the whole thing, saya kasih squared. Okay, Then what I will do after that is, once I square root everything, I will get 20.93 NJ. Sorry, NJ, 93 ka? 20.923, sorry. 923. Okay, I'm skipping a lot of steps lah, okay, but I just want to show you that this is how you would count the magnitude if you already have the vector. Okay, you substitute the d. The way to count magnitude is never, it doesn't change lah. Okay, it's still the same. You still need to take the numbers and kasi square. But because you need the d vector and you need the c vector, okay, so they've given you the magnitude of the d and the c vector. So you put that in, you square the whole thing up. Okay. Now, Mr. Rosley wants to build, or Encik Rosley wants to build a wrought iron fence along LM and KJ. Show that the two fences are parallel. So basically, it's just asking us to show whether LM and KJ are parallel. Okay, LM, this one, and KJ is parallel. Okay, so obviously the first thing we need to do is to, or we already have LM. LM is this. Okay, but we need to find KJ. Okay, and well, we have enough information to find KJ lah. KJ is Kn plus Nj, and we have Nj over here. Okay, so Kj is K apa that? Kn. Okay, plus Nj. So Kn is 8d. Okay, plus Nj is negative 16 over 3 plus 6. Okay, so negative 16 over 3d plus 6c. So let me just solve this one. 8 minus 16 over 3. I will get 8 over 3. 8 over 3d plus 6c. So, sorry, let me just write LM again. LM tadi adalah 8d plus 18c. 8d plus 18c. Now, if LM and KJ are parallel, okay, if they are parallel, therefore I can say that LM equals to, I'm going to give a random letter, PKJ. Okay. And when I compare the vectors, the value of P must be the same. Then it is parallel. If the value of P is different, okay, as we have seen in the paper 1 question, then it is not parallel. Okay, so LM is 8D plus 18C equals to P. KJ is 8 over 3D plus 6C. Okay, so I compare the vector. Okay, compare the d vectors. So 8 equals to 8 over 3p. Okay, I compare this one and this one. Okay, and I will get the value of p equals to 1 over 3. Okay, so that's the first one lah. Now I compare the c vectors. Okay, of course I have to multiply this one in lah. So I will get 18 equals to 6p. So I'll get P equals to, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, P equals to 3. So this is also P equals to 3. Okay, so therefore, therefore, LM and KJ are parallel, because the two values of P are the same. Okay, you may not always get the same. Okay, I think we saw this question in paper 1. That when you do this parallel question, you find that they're not the same. Oh yeah, it's the battleship question. Remember the battleship question? Yeah, so you find that it's not parallel because the values of P or values of K in the question is not the same. Okay, but this is how you would prove it lah. If you want to prove whether it's parallel or even collinear, pretty much the same process. Okay. All right, let's go on to section B. Section D. Okay, so given that fx equals to modulus negative 2x squared plus 4. So, this one is a standard question that is made complicated by the presence of the modulus lah. Okay, so the modulus just complicates matters. Okay, fine. This is differentiation, and then you put the value of 2. Basically, this means find dy dx when x equals to 2. And then find the equation of the tangent to the curve when x equals to 2. So same meaning. So basically, it's find the equation of the tangent saja lah. Okay, when you find x equals to 2 at the point of x equals to 2. So the step is still the same. Differentiate, substitute, and that value over there is the gradient. And then you do y equals to mx plus c. Okay, I repeat, differentiate, substitute the value of x to find the value of the gradient. Okay, and then y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so how do you differentiate an equation that has a modulus? Fx equals to modulus negative 2x squared plus 4. Okay, so how do you differentiate? How do you differentiate? Okay, the same way you would differentiate anything else. Negative 4x. Okay, done. Okay, fine. Now you can put the modulus if you want. Oh yeah, you should put the modulus. Let me just double check. Yeah, you should put the modulus. Okay, so is there anything different? Yeah, the only thing that is different is just the modulus. But is the step for differentiating the modulus any different? No, it's no different. You just continue to put the modulus there. So don't need to kencang. Just because got modulus kan, terus kamu give up. Come on lah. Okay, if there's a modulus, just put the modulus over there. Okay, jangan kencang. Totally no reason to kencang at all. So F2 will be negative 4 times 2. Okay, and then obviously this will give you the value of 8 lah. Because modulus of a negative value, you will get positive. Okay, so this is the value of the gradient. Okay, you've already found the value of the gradient. So differentiate, find the value of the gradient, and then y equals to mx plus c. Okay, problem is this now. I have x, I have m, I want to find c, and I want to find y. So I need to find y first lah. Okay, so I can find y because when x equals to 2, fx, which is the value of y, is negative 2 squared plus 4. Okay, so this will give you negative 8 plus 4. I will get 4. I will get 4. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. X equals to 2, y equals to 4, m equals to 8. So I can basically find the CAD. Y equals to mx plus c. 4 equals to 8 times 2 plus c. So c will be equals to negative 12. Therefore, the equation of tangent is y equals to 8x minus 12. That. So the step is the same. Okay, the step is the same. No, nothing special, nothing different. Okay, the only thing that bikin orang kencang is just the presence of the modulus. Okay, then everybody then suddenly seperti air pasang di Tanjung Lipat. Okay, it's a natural phenomena, tetapi semua orang kencang just because air pasang. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Okay, just because there's a modulus doesn't mean you cannot do it. You can. Same process. Okay, the process is the same, just the modulus sahaja yang berlainan. Okay, question B is an interesting. Sorry, question B is an interesting question. A curve with a gradient function. Gradient function means this is dy dx equals to 4x. This one has 2 turning points. Okay, find the value of h. This is a very important thing. Okay, so we are given that dy dx equals to 4x minus 4 over x. Okay, let's worry about the h and the negative h later. But we know that at the turning point, okay, at the turning point, dy dx is equals to 0. So these three words over here is very important because it tells us that at the turning point, the gradient function is equals to 0. So saya boleh cakap 4x minus 4 over x equals to 0. Can I find the value of x? Can. Okay. What I need to do is, obviously, I need to multiply everything by x now. So I will get 4x squared minus 4 equals to 0. Multiply everything by x. Okay. And then this will give me x, when I EQN this, okay, please EQN, okay, I will get x minus 1 and x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, you just have to EQN, you don't even have to bother with this one, just put it in this one. So I'll get x equals to 1 and negative 1. So what do you think is the value of h? H is equals to 1. Because negative h is negative 1 lah, kan? So this will be h, this will be negative h. So h is equals to 1. Now, hence, by using the second derivative is d2y dx2. I need to differentiate it one more time. Determine which one is the maximum and which one is minimum lah. Okay, so let's find the second derivative. If dy dx equals to 4x minus 4 over x. I'm going to make it a bit simpler. 4x minus 4x to the power of negative 1. Okay, supaya saya senang differentiate. Okay, so d2y dx2 will be equal to 4 plus 4x kuasa negative 2. Okay, I'm going to start from here. Let me see, do I have space? Oh, I do. Okay. So d2y dx2 is equals to 4 plus 4x to the power of negative 2. Am I right? 4x to the power of negative 2. Okay, and I have two values of x. X equals to 1 and x equals to negative 1. Okay, so when x equals to 1, d2y dx2 equals to 4 plus 4 times 1 to the power of negative 2. Okay, so this is a simple calculator. Plus 4 times 1 to the power of negative 2, I will get 8. Okay, when x equals to negative 1, my d2y dx2 equals to 4 plus 4 times negative 1. This one I will get negative 1 power of negative 2. Kejap. Yeah. 4 over x squared. Hold on. What does the question want again? Tentukan, determine whether the turning points are maximum or minimum. Oh, okay. Hold on. Did I do this wrongly? It looks like I did it correctly though. Good job. Okay. Let me take it slow. Negative 1. Actually, that 1 should be maximum and 1 should be minimum lah. Okay, but that will mean that my d2y dx2, 1 must be. Yeah lah. Why is it both 8? Isn't it both 8? No. Unless this is the question that has something wrong. There are a few questions in here that are a little bit off. Okay, fine. In real cases, okay, in real cases, unless I differentiate this wrongly, did I differentiate this wrongly? 4 minus 4 plus 4x. Yeah, 4 plus 4 over x squared. That's correct. 4 plus 4 over x squared. So if x is 1, 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay, if x is negative 1, yeah, it's still 8. Oh, okay, fine. Fine. We just take it as it is. So, this is the case. So, if d2y dx2 is positive, okay, this means that this is a minimum turning point. Okay, sorry, this is nota. If d2y dx2 is a negative number, kalau selepas saya kirakan saya dapat nilai negatif, this means that it is a maximum turning point. Okay, x is okay, and since both of these cases is the d2y dx2 is is a positive number. Honestly, it doesn't make sense, but okay, fine. Okay, so since it is both positive okay, so we can say that x equals to 1 and x equals to negative 1 are both minimum turning points. Four x over 4 minus x. Okay, fine. Okay, can. Yeah, I think it's both possible. Can lah. Both is minimum turning points because both the values of d2y dx2 are positive. Okay, so please take down this. Please take down this note. Okay, in case you want to answer a differentiation question. Okay, if the d2y dx2 is a positive number, then that particular x that you use, okay, is a minimum turning point. If your d2y dx2 is a negative number, that particular x that you use, okay, is a maximum turning point. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's answer one more. Should I answer one more? How many more? We have 8, 9. Oh, 9 is tough. 10 is easy. 11, I've shown you. Okay, we have 6 more questions to go. Okay, you know what? Let's take a break. Okay, and then when we come back, we will answer this question number 8. Okay, take a break so that I can drink water. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Let's continue. So we stopped at question number 7 just now, and now we're going to question 8. Question 8 is from probability distribution. Okay, a survey is carried out about a scout in school. It's found that the mean is 340, the variance is 136, and the probability a student participates is P. Okay, so we are asked to find the value of P. Let's start with this first. So the mean is 240, and the variance, okay, is 136. Okay. Now, we know that this is a binomial distribution. Sebab dia tidak cakap pun perkataan normal. Okay, if it is a normal distribution, okay, then they will mention it is a normal distribution. Okay, like this. They must mention. Okay, you cannot assume that it is normal. So, but binomial, you must assume. If they don't mention anything and you know that it's probability distribution, it must be binomial. Okay, now in the binomial distribution, the mean is given as NP. Is 240, and we want the value of P bahkan. We don't know what is N also, which is a problem. But variance, we know. Variance is actually NPQ. Okay, variance is actually NPQ. 340 Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So NPQ is 136. And since I know what is the value of NP, I can substitute this in here. So NP is 340Q equals to 136. And I know what is Q already lah. Q is 136 divided by 340. I will get 0.4. But the question is asking for value of P. Okay, so P equals to 1 minus 0.4, which is 0.6. Okay, so nothing much over here except that you need to know the value of, sorry, the formula for NP and NPQ lah. Okay, variance. So if 8 students are chosen from the school at random, so now you're getting N already lah. N is equals to 8. Find the probability that not more than 7 students participate in Scout by the Scout. Okay, not more than 7 students. That means maximum is 7. Daripada 8 student kan, not more than 7. So you want to have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, which is quite crazy to count lah. Okay, so the probability of X is less or equal to 7. Means I want probability of 0 plus probability of 1 plus probability of 2 all the way to plus probability of 7. Okay, which is crazy. You don't have to count 8 probabilities. So you do it the terbalik. 1 minus probability of 8. So much simpler. Okay, because maximum is 8 ma. So 1 minus, then you have this lah, 8C8. What is P? P 0.6. 0.6 to the power of 8 and 0.4 to the power of 0. Oh dear. Okay, so you get 8C8 times 0.6 to the power of 8. Okay, I will get 1 minus 0.0168. Okay, and I will get the final answer 0.9832. 4 decimal places as usual. Okay, so this is not a hot question. It's a very routine question. Okay, the only thing that is lain is this one lah. Okay, kamu mesti tolak dengan satu. But if you have done enough probability distribution questions, I don't think this would be a problem. Okay. Question B. Yeah, these values are here because I don't have the table. So when I prepared for this lesson, I had to put in here lah. Okay, so given the variance is 289 and the percentage of the shaded region, this is 28.5%. Now, we know that in this one kan, okay, the percentage is changed to probability. So 28.5 divided by 100, what you will get is, this is 0.285. 950 is the mean. This is the variance, but in normal distribution, we don't want variance. We want standard deviation. And if in normal distribution, we want mean and standard deviation. We don't want variance. Okay, so the mean is 950 and the standard deviation is square root of 289. Okay. Oh dear, yeah, sorry, square root of 289. So very important, So we can find the value of this V, okay, but we need to find the value of the Z lah. Okay, so this is, since this is 0.285, and I know I've already done this. If you do in the jadual kan, you'll find that 0.285 will give you 0.568. The value of Z is 0.568. Okay, so sorry, B. So Z equals to 0.568. Okay, when the P is 0.285 lah. Okay, kita convert balik 0.568. So if I want to find the value of this V, I have to use the Z formula. So Z equals to X minus mu over sigma. My Z is 0.568 My X value is the V yang saya mau cari. The mean is given as 950. Okay, over square root of 289. Okay, square root of 289. So I will finally get 0.568 times the square root of 289 plus 950. I will get 959.656. Okay, which is the value of V. So interestingly, in this question, they start from the probability and then they find the value of X. Like usually it's, if you use the table method, it's from left to right and then right to left. The second question is from right to left. But this question is, they start from the right to left. Okay, and then, interesting. Okay, the probability that the volume is between 920 and 960. So we have, this is a pretty standard question, going from left to right. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about left to right, in my class, I usually teach, but not everybody follows because everybody got their own method, which is totally fine. Okay, so I use a friend, my teacher friend punya method, Cikgu Jamalia. So she teach like this lah. So the X value is over here, and then you convert to the Z value, and then after that you have this one, and then finally the probability. So over here, this is where we want lah. Okay. Oh sorry, I don't know yet. Actually, I know already lah, but never mind. Okay, so this is the table method lah, okay, that I usually teach my students. So in this first question just now, okay, soalan yang pertama tadi, I started with the probability 0.285. Okay, and then I work my way from right to left lah. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're working from left to right because we have the two X values. Okay, so the first X value is 920, 960. Okay, so 920, 960. So you convert to Z. Okay, when you convert to Z, so this will be 920 minus 950 over square root of 289. This will be 960 minus 950 over square root of 289. Okay, so 920 minus 950 over square root of 289. This will give me negative 1.76. 3 decimal place kan? Negative 1.765. And this one, second one will be 960 minus 950 divided by square root of 289. I will get 0.588. Okay, so since I want the in-between, so my graph will be like this lah, 1.765 minus, and then here is 0.588. So ini yang saya mau. So this particular region over here will be 1 minus the value of 0.588 and the value of 1.765, which I've already stated over here lah. Okay, so it's 0.0388 and 0.2783. 0.0388 minus 0.2783. Okay, so I will get 0.0388 minus 0.2783. Okay, my final answer will be 0.6829. Okay. Again, this table method is not a preference lah. Okay, kalau kamu mau pakai cara ini, kamu pakai. I like it because it's very systematic lah. I can do it from left to right, right to left. But some people they don't like. They like to do it, in their own way. Totally doesn't matter at this stage lah. Okay, yang penting kamu tahu macam mana mau jawab. Okay, so probably this probability distribution question, nothing really special about it. It's pretty standard. Okay, we find that only the binomial question is slightly different. They start with this question, okay, which is a little bit out of the ordinary, but nothing new. If you have done enough exercises, you can do. By the normal distribution questions, usually this is the first question and then only this is the second question. Okay, going from left to right is the first and then going from right to left is the second. But in this case, they terbalikkan. Okay, now we come to this doozy of a question. There are two questions in this which is very, very doozy. This is one of it lah. So diagram 9 shows a campsite at the recreational park. Okay, Pahlawan tent is set as the origin. So here is the origin, 0, 0. This is a geometry coordinate question, coordinate geometry question. So given the locations of the Vira tent, Satria tent, and Pendeka tent. Okay, so let's put this down now. Vira is negative 110. Okay, the Satria is negative 60 and 5. And the Pendeka tent is H and 8. Okay. Manager's house and Pendeka tent are equidistant to Pahlawan tent. So here to here and here, okay, is same distance. Oh dear. Okay. Now, if the location of the manager's house is 50 and K, so this is 50 and K, okay, express H in terms of K. Okay, let's come back to this. Express H means H equals to yada, 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 yada. Dalamnya mesti ada K. Now, since we're talking about equidistance, we're talking about the distance between 2 points. Okay, so the distance between 2 points. So, from Pendeka to Pahlawan, distance to be H minus 0 squared plus 8 minus 0 squared. Okay, this distance. Manakala this distance will be 50 minus 0 squared plus K minus 0 squared. Oh yeah, sorry, square root lah. Okay, and since they are the same distance, kita boleh kasih sama. So I will get H squared plus 64 square root equals to 50 squared is 2500 plus K squared, the whole thing square root. Let me get rid of the square roots. I will get H squared plus 64 equals to 2500 plus K squared. So H squared equals to 2500 plus K squared minus 64. Okay, minus 64, I will get 2436 plus K squared. So therefore, H yang saya mau, okay, is equals to square root of 2436 plus K squared. Why does it look so strange? Hold on. Oh, okay, fine. 2 square, boleh. Okay, and there you have it. Express H in terms of K. Done. Okay. Second one, find the equation of the straight path from Satria to the Pahlawan tent. So the Satria to the Pahlawan tent, if this is a straight line, if you want to find the equation, same thing lah. You need to know what's the M. And the good news is you don't even know to know what's the C, because kalau saya letak ini kan, this line here is the C already. The C is 0 because it will hit at 0. Okay, so all we need to do is find the gradient. So gradient equals to 5 minus 0, 60. 5 minus 0 over negative 60 minus 0 will be negative 1 over 12. So the equation, okay, equation is y equals to negative 1 over 12 x plus 0 because the C is 0 lah. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. Now, hence, determine whether Vira tent lies along the straight path. Okay, kalau saya panjangkan ini kan, kalau saya panjangkan garis ini, will the Vira tent kena this line? Okay, and I know that the Vira tent, the coordinate is negative 110. So if I substitute the value of x, okay, when x equals to negative 100, okay, y equals to 10. This is what we want to prove. Okay, so let's see. y equals to negative 1 over 12x times negative, negative 100.
Sorry.
Okay, so I will get negative 1 over 12 times negative 100. I will get y equals to 25 over 3. Okay, therefore, Weera does not lie, okay, on the straight path. Okay, because the y is not equal to 10. Kalau y equals to 10, then boleh lah. Okay, but it is not. So very sad. Okay, sebab if this is the qualifying statement, if the x equals to 100, the y must be equals to 10. Then it is on the straight path. But since I substitute the negative 100 in this equation, and I don't get the value of 10, okay, that means it doesn't lie on the straight path. Okay, so actually if you think about this, it's actually 5 easy marks, you just have to form the equation, which is like nothing, okay, and then you have to determine. 5 marks, it's pretty heavy for something that is actually quite simple. Okay, so this C question, so all the three of us, when we were looking through this question, honestly, I don't know whether it is because of the language, but when I read both the PM and the BI version, it's equally as perplexing. Okay, because it doesn't make sense. Okay, the location of the parking area is given as negative 60 and negative 8. So here, this is negative 60 and negative 8. Okay, then determine whether the straight path from this parking area and the path connecting the Satria tent and Pahlawan tent are perpendicular. So, when we were doing this, I was like, what does this mean? Okay, so let me draw this again. I'm going to take out all these things that I don't need anymore. Ini saya keluarkan saya tidak perlu sudah. So, what it is asking is this, So there is a straight path between Satria and Pahlawan. Okay, so if Pahlawan is 0, okay, so this is 0. So there's this straight path over here, which we already counted. This is y equals to negative 1 over 12x. Okay, so the question is asking, determine whether the straight path from the parking area and the path connecting the Satria tent are perpendicular. Laluan lurus dari tempat letak kenderaan dan laluan yang menghubungkan. Okay, so my question is, kalau di sini is the parking area, so the straight path is okay from the parking area okay. So our first assumption was, maybe talking about this one. Okay, so I form this equation, and then this straight path. Okay, that was our first instinct. Is this perpendicular? Is this line and this line perpendicular? Okay, some of us, we thought that it's talking about this line, Okay, is it perpendicular? Maybe this is perpendicular, maybe this is perpendicular. But the problem is, if I want to do this blue color, saya tidak tahu apa titik yang saya mau pakai. It can be on any line, and it can be perpendicular. Okay, so we argue and argue. No, we didn't argue lah. We discussed this question a lot, and the first conclusion that I can make is, this is very bad of me, but the first conclusion I can make is, this is not a very clear question lah. So the straight path from the parking area to where? Is it to the path or to Pahlawan tent? So it's not very clear in this question. Okay, number one, soalan ini tidak jelas. Number two, I have to assume that we are talking about the parking area to the Pahlawan tent lah, or the parking area to the Satria tent. Either way is okay. Okay, so I'm going to discuss both cases. Sorry, today is going to be a little bit long because this question, is very doing lah. Okay, so I'm going to discuss both cases. Okay, so the first case is parking area to Pahlawan 10. So parking area to Pahlawan 10, I need to find the gradient lah. So the gradient is negative 8 over negative 60. Okay, which will give me 8, sorry, over 60, which will give me 2 over 15. So the equation for this is y equals to 2 over 15x. So I wanted to see whether if it is perpendicular, okay, kalau dia perpendicular, then m1, m2 must be equals to negative 1 lah, kalau dia perpendicular. Okay, sorry, my face is blocking. Okay, so this is the m1, this is the m2. So negative 1 over 12 times 2 over 15. Okay, I will get negative 3 over, entah berapa lah ini, 12 times 15, 180. So it is not equals to negative 1. Okay, so it is not perpendicular. Okay, kalau saya pakai this equation, this straight line. Okay, now I'm going to change color and I'm going to do this one from parking area all the way to Satria. Okay, and Satria just now was what? 60, negative 60 and 5. Okay, so this equation, the gradient is slightly different now. Let's find this gradient first. So the gradient will be actually tidak boleh. You know why? Because 5 minus negative 8 and then negative 60 minus negative 60. So this gradient is actually undefined. Math error lah, kamu akan dapat math error. Okay, so ini pun tidak boleh. Okay, so kalau blue color not perpendicular, this one is an undefined. It is possible that there is a point anywhere over here that kalau saya buat ini kan, dia akan perpendicular. But the problem is they don't tell me what point it is. You know, they just like, oh, okay, macam ni, perpendicular. So is it possible for it to be perpendicular? It could be possible. Okay, so we find the point. Okay, if you're already lost, just layan me lah. Okay, if you're already lost, just layan me. I will answer the questions in due time. But you know, if you can follow, just follow. So if this is negative 1 over 12, so the perpendicular gradient, okay. So if m1 equals to negative 1 over 12, if it is perpendicular, okay, the m1, m2 equals to negative 1. So negative 1 over 12, m2 equals to negative 1. So m2 equals to 12. My second, my second gradient now, whatever it is, must be 12. Okay, so the equation, equation of parking lot punya path, okay, my y is this one negative 8 and 60. Okay, so negative 8 equals to 12 times negative 60 plus c. You see how ridiculous this question is, right? Okay, so negative 8 plus 60 times 12. Okay, my c must be 712, 712. Okay, if I want to find that perpendicular this one. You know why 712? I don't know. Okay, ini baru 10. 712 is like somewhere up there, you know. Okay, so yeah. Basically, all I'm saying is this C question is a little bit weak. It's not very clear what they want. Okay, and it doesn't help that we don't have the marking scheme. So actually, we are actually answering all this kind of groping in the dark. Okay, so I would say that this question C is a fail question. Okay, there's so many things that I cannot determine and they just macam tu saja. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go to question 10. Sorry, ayo. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. You still got one more after this. Oh, okay. It's going very fast. Okay, cos y equals to 3 sine half y minus 1. Okay, for 0 to y 360, solve the equation. Usually, if the trigonometric functions question, if it is in section B, the first question is solve. Okay, the second question is graph. Graph definitely will come out in paper 2. Tapi kalau there's section A, it will be proof and then graph. Okay, but because this is section B, which is a 10-mark question, so you have to solve. So, we have this cos y equals to 3 sine half y minus 1. Half angle actually is not really in your syllabus, okay, but I'm going to give this formula anyway. This is not given, so if you don't know this, memang susah lah. So cos y equals to 3. I'm going to substitute the sine half y, square root of 1 minus cos y over 2 minus 1. I'm going to ignore the plus minus, same thing. Okay, so I bring the cos across, I bring the negative 1 across, I'll get cos y plus 1 equals to 3. Okay, square root of 1 minus cos y over 2. Okay, now in order for me to get rid of the square root, okay, I will need to square everything. So square everything, cos y plus 1, the whole thing squared, equals to 9 times 1 minus cos y over 2. Okay, cos squared y plus 2 cos y plus 1 equals to 9 times 1 minus cos y over 2. Multiply everything by 2. 2 cos squared y plus 4 cos y plus 2 equals to, multiply this in, 9 minus 9 cos y. Okay, I need to stop rushing. Although I know I'm lacking, I'm going to run out of time, but okay, sorry. So I'll get 2 cos squared y plus 13 cos y plus 13 minus 7 equals to 0. Okay, and this one you need to do EQN. When you do EQN, 2, 13 minus 7. Okay, I will get cos y equals to 0.5 and cos y equals to negative 7. This one we reject. Okay, so if cos y is 0.5, then I will have how many values? 0 to 360. Okay, so first quadrant and, okay, sorry, basic angle first. Okay, basic angle is shift cos 0.5, I'll get 60. So quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Okay, I'll get 60 and 300. Am I doing this correctly? Why do I feel like I'm doing this wrongly? 60 and 300. Okay, correct. Okay, 60 degrees and 300 degrees. So done. Okay, that's my value of y. So this part I won't really elaborate so much now. Okay, so sketch a graph. Do I have space? Okay. Sketch a graph of y minus 2 sine 2b plus 1. Okay, for 0 to 3 pi, 3 over 2 pi. Okay, let me see. So y equals to minus 2 sine 2 beta plus 1. Okay, and this is between 0 to 3 over 2 pi. Okay, let's sketch this out first. Is there a modulus? No modulus. Okay, so so we know that negative means, okay, original graph original graph. Original sign is this. This is sine beta. Okay, so sine 2 beta will be 1, 2. Okay, but because there's a 2 sine beta, it will be 2 over here and negative 2, the amplitude. But because it is negative 2 sine 2 beta, so I will get down first, and then up, and then down, and then up. So this will be 2 and negative 2. Okay. Plus 1 means kita naikkan satu ke atas. Okay, we anjak everything up. Okay, and this is where I will draw this lah. So the 2 will become, so that means the center point will become 1 already. Sini akan jadi center. Okay, I'm going to draw the center point so that it helps us lah. The bottom point over here akan jadi 1, and then the top point over here will become 3. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to bring this a little bit lower so that it is the same length. Okay, 3. Okay. So I will get here, all the way up here, here. Okay, tapi sebab ini 2 pi bahkan, I want 0 to 3 over 2 pi. So I need one up here. 3 over 2 pi. Over here is pi over 2. This is, sorry, this is pi over 2. This is pi. Sampai sini. Okay, so this is how my graph would be like. Okay, next one is, hence find the value of m, which only gives one solution. Okay, let's settle this first. One solution. Okay, one solution. Kalau kamu mau lukis any garis yang ada satu solution sahaja, it can only be here. This is the only possible line that have one solution. Okay, so the line is called y equals to 3. This is the line. Okay, because only we have one solution. So this one is a slightly difficult trigonometry question, a bit out of the ordinary. Okay, I think you have done a few questions on this in the paper 2 module, but okay, it's a little bit out of the ordinary. So we know that that line is y equals to 3. Okay, and we are given sine 2b equals to m. Okay, so let's put this all in. So we have y equals to negative 2 sine 2 beta plus 1. And we know that sine 2 beta is equals to m. Okay. And we know that y equals to 3. Sebab kita mau satu solution sahaja. So 3 equals to negative 2m plus 1. Okay, and I can find m already lah. Okay, so m will be equals to positive 1. No, negative 1. Yeah, negative 1. I think so. M is equals to negative 1. Yeah. Okay, m equals to negative 1. So I would say this trigonometry question is a little bit tough lah. Okay, because dua soalan okay, both the question A and B are out of the ordinary lah. Question A, I won't worry so much because half angle actually is not really, shouldn't be tested. It's not in your syllabus actually. Okay, yeah. All right. Question 11. Question 11 is actually easy. Cuma yang menjadikannya susah is apa ini benda ini. Okay, and how do I convert it to square root of y? Okay, so this is how it will be done lah. I think I've shown this or I haven't shown this. Okay, this one memerlukan kamu untuk mengetahui bahasa sebenarnya. Okay, that actually is ax plus b and ax plus b. Okay, because if you do this, you get a squared x squared plus abx plus abx plus b squared, which is over here. 2abx bahkan. A squared x squared plus 2abx plus b squared. Okay, so actually ini dia punya bentuk lepas kita faktorkan. Which means that I can convert this to y equals to ax plus b, the whole thing squared from here. Okay, and when that's where I get the square root of y, because square root of y equals to ax plus b. So if this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis, saya boleh nampak sudah, ini apa? Gradient. And ini y-intercept. So the equation is not difficult. The linear equation is not difficult. It is the non-linear equation. Kalau kamu nampak ini dan kamu tidak tahu kan, that's it. You don't know how to do. You can do the rest of the questions, but it's going to be hard for you to determine what is A and B. Okay, so question A, that's why they give question A. If you cannot do kan, you can still plot the graph. Okay, so don't give up. Even if you cannot do that one, plot the graph, because that step doesn't change. They must tell you what axis to plot, and they must give you the uh, the scale. Okay, they must give you the scale. So can. Okay, come on, guys. Aim for these 4 marks. You must be able to do this. Okay, I'm going to show you this answer. So this will be the answer. This is my answer lah, actually. Oh dear, can see lah. Okay, anyway, try it on your own. Okay, try it on your own. But this is my answer lah. So the gradient is negative 0.6625, and B, which is actually the y-intercept, okay, is 7.5. I got about 7.5. Okay, you can, yeah. So actually this one, the plotting, the mencari gradient, mencari ini kan sebenarnya quite easy lah. The only one that is difficult is actually this question A. How to convert this equation, okay, to become linear. Itu je yang susah. Okay, very out of the ordinary. Okay, but all right. Question 12. Okay, this is the other doozy question. Okay, ini solution of triangle, but ada bearing lah, ada inilah, ada itulah. Okay, so Rashid was driving his boat towards the west. West is to the left. Okay, north, south, east, west. West is to the left. Okay, so he saw a lighthouse about 225 kilometers to the 235 bearings from the original point. Okay, now this one is, if you don't know your bearing dalam maths modern, then oh well. Okay, and the angle from the west to the lighthouse is obtuse angle. Okay, so this is how I would draw it. So the starting point, original point, I'm going to draw, this is the original point. Okay, this is the original point. He is going west. Okay, and I don't know how far he's going lah. But I know that at an angle of 235, if this is north, 235 is somewhere here. So this is 235. Okay, and 25 kilometers. Over here is the lighthouse. Why am I writing 253? Because I'm tired. 235. Okay, now if that is 235, okay, and he is going west, okay, I know this angle. Obviously, I know this angle. It's 270. 270 minus 235. This angle is 35 degrees. Okay, and the angle from the west, from wherever he is to the lighthouse, is an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle means lebih daripada 180 darjah. So it's probably something like this. Okay, like this. Okay. So construct a diagram showing this situation. Something like this lah. As long as I see the 25, I see this 35-degree angle, and I can put R, R for where Rashid is lah. Okay, I'm going to put this O as my origin point. Okay, so what is the distance traveled by the boat if the distance from the lighthouse, okay, is 16 kilometers? Means this is 16 kilometers. I want to know what is the distance of this. Okay, let me put it into a triangle, a proper triangle. Okay, I don't know what is this lah, but I know that this is 16, this is 25. I want to know what is this, and I know this is 35 degrees. Okay, this is the original, this is where Rashid is at the moment, okay, and this is the lighthouse. Okay, so how would I find this angle? How would I find this? Okay, quite a few steps now. How many marks is this? This is, oh, 3 marks. Oh, okay, can lah, can. So how would we determine this? Oh, kejap. So quite a few steps now I need to do. First of all, we need to know what is this angle. Okay, I think that's the most fair. I need to know wherever Rashid is, I need to know what this angle is. I need to know, and it is an obtuse angle. Okay, so sine r over 25 equals to sine 35 over 16. Okay, so I'll get r. Okay, I'll get r equals to 63.6647 degrees. But because r is obtuse, okay, so r must be equals to 180 minus 63.6647. Okay, I will get 116.335 degrees. Okay, so this is 116.335 degrees. And then I know what is this already lah. Okay, this will be 180 minus 35 minus 116.335. So this will be 28.665 degrees. Then I can find the value of OR. So OR squared equals to 16 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 16 times 25 cos 28.665. So this one is very careful, be very careful. If you use 63 point something, then you get a totally different value altogether. Okay, so I'm going to skip all this. Actually, you don't have to use that one. You can also use sine if you want, but I'll get about 13.379. Okay, 13.379 kilometers. Okay, so this is about 13.379 kilometers, this entire thing altogether. You can use cos, you can also use sine if you want. Okay, if you want to use sine, then it can be OR over sine 28.665 equals to, I use 35 now. Sorry, 16 over sine 35. Also can. Okay, either way, you will still get about the same answer. Okay. Feels like forever on this question. Okay, Rashid continued his journey when the distance from the lighthouse is again 16 kilometers. Okay. Measure the distance between the first point and the second point. Okay, so do you understand what happens is, okay, so originally, Rashid is over here lah. Okay, this is 16, and this one we know is 13.379. This is 25. Okay, so this is where the lighthouse is, this is where O, and this is where Rashid is. So Rashid continues, okay, sorry, you know what, I'm going to draw this in red. Rashid continues until again you get another 16 here. This is the new point of Rashid. Okay, so this is Rashid the second. This is Rashid the first. Okay, so this is, we know all this lah. Okay, let me put all the information. This is 116.335. Okay, so I know what is this angle. Okay, this angle will be 180 minus 116.335. This will be 63.665. So therefore, this angle also will be 63.665. Because same distance means sama kaki. Sama kaki means sama angle. So I know what is this one. This one will be 52.67 degrees. Okay. All right. So measure the distance. So how do I know this distance? Can lah. Okay. Either one also you can use. You can use sine. You can use cos. But I will probably use sine lah. Okay. So I'm going to call this R2 lah. So R2 over sine 52.67. This and this bahkan. Okay, and then equals to 16 over sine 63.665. Okay, I will get R, the R2 over here equals to 14.1983. Okay, 14.1983 kilometers, about. Okay, so yeah, no, you know what? Let me comment later. So what is the bearing, again, what is the bearing of the lighthouse from the boat at the second point? So the boat at the second point is here, but I want bearing, so the bearing cannot be 63.665 lah. Okay, so the bearing must always be counted from north, so all the way here. So it's 90 plus 63.665. Which is 153.665 degrees. That's how you would answer this question. Okay, so is this a difficult question? Yes, I would say out of a difficulty of 5, this is a 4 lah. Okay, 4 because there is absolutely no gambar raja given for you. Okay, which makes matters worse. And then secondly, there ada lagi tambah the element of bearing lah. So if your bearing in Maths Modern is, tak boleh diharapkan, then this one is very dangerous for you lah. Okay, so, but in terms of the jalan kerja, I don't see anything very different lah. There's the original triangle, and then there's a second triangle, which is the same case. Okay, and it's always a segitiga sama kaki. Okay, so I would say, yeah, 4. Definitely not a 5. I would say a 4 lah. Okay, a 4 out of 5 difficulty. Okay. All right. Last question, last question, and then we'll call it a day. My mouth is going to give way already lah. Sorry. So this is an index number question. Okay. If you take a look at the jadwal, now you're given two, 2012 and 2010, and 2016 based on 2012. Okay, and then this is 2016 punya weightage. Okay, obviously when they give this is a weightage. So A is 4, B is 6, C is 2, and D is 8 with a total of 20. Okay, so take note of this first because weightage is definitely for composite index. Okay, so first question. The price of clothes B in the year 2010 is 35. 2016 is 42. Find the value of X. Okay, so very strange because X is 2016 based on 2012, but this one is 2012 based on 2010, but they give you 2010 and 2016, they don't give you 2012. So obviously you have to answer 2 in 1 lah. Find the 2012 and then find the value of X, which is possible. Okay, so let's try 110. Okay, so 2012 over 2010 is 110. Okay, that's what it says, right? Okay, so the price of 2010 is 35. So 110 equals to the price of 2012 over, what's the price of 2010? 35 ringgit. 35 times 100. So you actually can find the price at 2012 without even answering the first question. 110 times 35 divided by 100. So you get RM 38.5, 38 ringgit 50 cents. Okay, which actually you already answered this question, strangely enough. Okay, anyway, let's continue to find the value of X. The value of X is 2016 over 2012. Price of 2016 is 42. So X equals to 42 over 38.50 because it's 2016 over 2012 times 100. Okay, 42 divided by 38.5 times 100 will be 109.09. You're done. Okay. Did I count this correctly? Should be correct lah. Okay, if I calculated it wrongly, please let me know. But yeah, so the question is this lah. Can I answer question 2 first, baru question 1? Can. Okay, because that's what you're finding. So what you do in the exam paper, you put this as number 2 and you put this as number 1. Totally no problem. Okay, because the final answer you get the same thing. They don't limit you like, oh, okay, you must do number 1 first, then you can find number 2. Okay, if it so happen that you find number 2 first, then you use it to find number 1, tidak salah. Saya rasa tidak salah. Okay. All right, find the price index of clothes A in the year 2016 based on 2010. Okay, so you have A, which is 105 and 107 on different years. So I want 2016 based on 2010. Okay, so if I want 2016 over 2010, I hope that you have answered enough index numbers questions by now to know that this is the chain rule. Okay, you want to have 2016 over 2010 times 2012. 2012 over 2010. Okay, then either you divide everything or you multiply everything by 100. Kita tengok dulu macam mana. Okay, 2016 over 2012. Is it given? Ada. Okay, so it's 107. Okay, times 2012 over 2010. Also directly. Okay, there is no satu per. You don't have to terbalikkan anything. So if you don't have to terbalikkan anything, then you have to divide it by 100. Okay, so you divide by 100. So what you will get is 107 divided by 5 divided by 100. I'll get 112.35. Okay. So what I mean by terbalikan is sometimes when you do chain rule, what you may get is 107 times 1 over 105. Okay, sometimes you will have to terbalikkan, sometimes lah, but this is not the case. If that is the case, then the 100 ini kan kamu kena darab. But if there is no element of terbalikkan, kalau kau ambil, if you just take the two index numbers and you multiply them teruskan, you just divide it by 100. Okay, this is a hack, okay, it is not, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this when I first teach, but this is just a hack, okay, just for you to remember. If you have to terbalikkan one of the index numbers, then the 100 you must multiply. If you don't have to terbalikkan, then the 100 you must divide. Okay, mesti kamu bahagi. All right, final, C. Calculate the composite index. So 2016 based on 2012. So we're taking all these 4, okay, and we're going to multiply 4628. Okay, 4628. Sorry, I'm very lazy, so I'm going to do it the shortcut over here. 4628 bahkan. Okay, and x, what's the value of x study? X is 109.09. 109.09. Okay, so multiply first lah. 107 times 4 will give me 428. 109.09 times 6 will give me 654.54. This will give me 220. 125 times 8. 125 times 8, yeah, will give me 1000. Okay, add all the 4 together. 654.54 plus 428. Okay, I will get 2302.54. Divide by 20 bahkan. Okay, so the composite index. So the composite index is 2302.54 over 20. Okay, is 115.127. Lebih kurang lah. Okay. Secondly, this is standard already lah. Given the total price of the 4 test circles is 150 in 2012, find the corresponding price in 2016. So you use the original formula again. 115.127 over the price in 2016 over the price in 2012 is 150 times 100. So the price in 2016 okay, is Ringgit Malaysia 172.69 cents. Just be very careful with this. I've said this a few times. Remember, if it is index number, it can be more than 2 decimal places. Tapi kalau dia price, okay, kalau dia price, okay, harga, make sure there is 2 decimal places. Okay, cause kita punya sen sampai puluh saja, tiada ratus-ratus sen. Okay, and that's it. Okay, that's it. Wow, I'm quite amazed that I finished everything in 2 hours. I thought I would take longer. You know why I thought I would take longer? Because of the bearing question, and also because I spent so long on the pahlawan camp question. Nina. Okay, this annoying question lah. Okay, yang sampai saya conteng sampai saya tidak tahu sudah. Okay, but as I said before lah, okay, this Merbok paper is an especially difficult paper lah. But I think it is a good paper for all of you to try. So yeah, so if you haven't tried this paper, okay, go ahead and give it a try. You know, and if you have any questions, obviously you can always ask me lah. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all for today. Let me stop this recording. Thanks for coming, guys.